a world of fun and fantasy, and ever-changing views, and computer terminology. Commodore's news. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
Hi, I'm Graham and welcome to the Commodore Cave. Episode 5, so we're at the halfway mark of the series, where I consider each of the models here in the cave and try and pick out the one that I think is the favourite. I asked this same question on the English Amiga board, and what I did notice was a lot of responses came up with several models, and some enthusiasts really struggled to narrow it down to one. They have preferred models for different reasons, which is completely understandable. I'd be more than happy with any of the 5 remaining models. In fact, I'm more than happy with the 5 previous models as well. All amazing computers. But that's not the question. The question is, if you've got to nail it down to one model above all, get tough. Choose. Which is your favourite child? Last week we said adieu to the CD32, and we did get feedback from a lot of you, so let's have a look at the poll results and see what you thought about that model. Last week the CD32 joined its cousins on the bench, and here's what you thought of this model. 8% voted for it as their favourite. Another 33% said it was in their top 10, so not a bad result. And then 58% said it was their least or bottom favourite. I thank you for voting, and we'll have another opportunity for this week's model. Time to check out the wheel. Let's go to the wheel and see which model falls to the side today. The Amiga 600. Don't get me wrong, I love the Amiga 600s, but I've got to be tough. Well, what do you think about that? Love it, hate it, or somewhere in the middle? You can cast your vote. Just check out the poll link in the comments below, and we'll renew this poll in the next episode. 1992 saw the release of 3 new Amigas. The first was the A600, although this was originally going to be called the A300 and introduced as a cost-reduced model. In order to convince the sceptical public to part with their hard-earned cash, they introduced for the first time the PCM CIA slot over here so that you could actually use RAM cards in it, and inside they had the IDE interface, so this could now support hard drive. The A600 has got the embossed chicken head over here with the Commodore brand alongside. It also has the LEDs for power, floppy and disk on the front now, which weren't there before. Around the back we have our different ports. On this side we've got a built-in floppy disk drive, double density, and we've got our mouse and joystick ports down here. And over here we have provision for memory or card expansion. This one has an accelerator in it. It came standard with 1 megabyte memory but could easily be upgraded to 2 megabytes, and it also sported the new Kickstart version 2. Commodore intended this to replace the Amiga 500 Plus, but the public disagreed. They didn't see it was worth the extra money for the small enhancements that it offered. The Amiga 600 went on sale in March of 1992. Again, another example of incredible box art. The back of the box shows the car breaking through it, and the front shows the same car bursting out. You would just have to buy this computer, wouldn't you? It came in initially for £399. The Amiga 600 was released mostly in the UK and European countries. In fact, the A600 never actually had a mainstream release in the United States. It was only imported through some specialty shops and retailers. So probably less well known and less common in the US today. Why they did that, I have no idea. Perhaps it had something to do with the fact that the Amiga 1200 was looming only a couple of months away. Want to buy one today? This is what you can expect to pay. Understandably, most still seem to be getting sold through the European market and a few through the US. These are typical current prices on eBay, anywhere from between around $500 up to $1,000. But if you happen to be in a country like Australia, you can easily add another $200 on for postage. I bought mine, a boxed version in really good condition, from the UK in 2015. At that time, it cost me around about 250 Australian dollars delivered to the door. Right, what does ChatGTP have to say?
The Amiga 600, released in March 1992, was a compact and relatively affordable home computer. It was intended as a successor to the popular Amiga 500 model and was aimed primarily at the home computing market. One of the distinguishing features of the Amiga 600 was its compact design, making it more suitable for home use and easy to transport compared to earlier models. Despite its compact size and improved graphics capabilities, it did not achieve the same level of commercial success as some other models in the Amiga lineup. However, it still attracted a dedicated user base. After much consideration, about 200 milliseconds, I rank it as the 5th best Amiga model. That's pretty good. Yes, you. Now that I have your attention, click that like button. Please. Just for me? Well, what are you waiting for?
Well, chat, you look like quite a decent model yourself. Let's hear from an Amiga authority. Lucy, what do you think? That's $2 from Lucy. That's her equal best. She likes it. Well, after that, let's check out the leaderboard and see where we stand today. I gave the Amiga 600 6th position. ChatGTP put it one ahead at number 5. Lucy gave it a commendable $2. And the poll, which of course is a week behind, gave the CD32 the favourite position for 8% of us. And in summary, here are my reasons. The pros, the cons, and my feelings about it. The reason I picked this model is because it is truly expandable with the IDE and the PCM CIA slot. I have to say that those two enhancements were absolute innovations in computing history at that time. The IDE opened up the ability for the first time for the enthusiast to fit in a hard drive. And better still, not too long later, CF cards. And that was brilliantly supported by the introduction of the PCM CIA slot. So now the computer had the ability to transfer large amounts of data backwards and forwards without resorting to those damn floppy disk drives. But also opened up the option to connect to networks, including at that time an emerging new player to the scene, the World Wide Web. The form factor and the design of this computer. It's compact, efficient, clean, and it does what it needs to do, particularly for a home enthusiast, and sits quietly and beautifully on the desk doing its job. I never had this model back in the day, but I really wish I did. And it now joins the others at the sidelines. What do you think of the Amiga 600? The link is just below in comments, and I'll review that again next week. Well, that's it for me today from the Commodore Cave. I do thank you for joining me. Until then, from the Commodore Cave, see ya! Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.